Okay, here we are at Town Center in my city. This town center is really close to my school. In fact, my school is right over, like at the next block diagonally to it. So on Fridays, lots of people from my school will walk across the street, and they go to Town Center, they go to Walmart, the restaurants, places like that. That's my longboard on the ground, and off I go. So I filmed this a few weeks ago. I think this was last month. So if today it's July, then yeah, back in June. I was really stressed out at the time. That's why I'm out longboarding at night. Like skating at night, just like it gives off a vibe. It's just nice. It's dark. The streets are more empty, and the breeze is cool, so you don't get as sweaty. It's just really relaxing. That's why I went out. And at this point, I decided, like, you know what, it's time to go home. But then I pulled out my phone because everything looked just so nice. So I took out my phone and started recording. Honestly, I love the Pixel 4's camera. My old phone, the Motorola E4, it had such a bad camera. Oh my god, even like daylight, it would be like it had a green hue and you had to color correct everything. It was just so. It just wasn't a good camera. Like for a phone in like the 2010s, like yeah, it's not what I was expecting. But I mean, like, hey, it was a phone. It wasn't a camera, it was a phone. But here, like, look, the Pixel 4 can capture the sky, the shadows, and I think it looks pretty nice. Of course, iPhones have better video from what I've seen. But I mean, like, hey, an upgrade for a camera, this is pretty decent. It works for me. That's the library on my right. I heard it's like one of the best libraries in the country, and it's not like near a national landmark or anything, so that's pretty cool. It's funny like how I take it for granted because it's literally right across my school, as you can see on the right. And like some kid, like why am I calling them kids when like they're the same age? Some like my classmates, or like just like teenagers who go to the same school. They're kind of loud. So in the computer section, you see people get kicked out like maybe once a week or once every 2 weeks. It's kind of funny, except for the part where like people are actually working, and that's rude. You shouldn't do it. Even I will admit though that I have been a little loud. Like when you're there with friends, you already know that jokes are gonna be made and people are gonna talk. Oh wow, lights are so nice. Yeah, apologies for my what do you call this camera motion? It's like every time I have to bend my knees to push off the ground, the camera tilts down. I hope you can still enjoy it though. Now left turn. Yeah, at the time I was stressed out because I was working on my Black Lives Matter video. I had to finish in a week for a group I'm in. It's like a community group, I guess. And this was like my first introduction into it. This was like the first big project I made for them. And like, oh my gosh, I was editing like 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours a day on the project, filming it. And it wasn't my cup of tea. I've never like filmed a serious video before, so it was rough. And that's why it was stressing me out so much, because I wasn't good at it. I knew I wasn't good at it, but I still decided, you know what, I gotta power through it and finish it. You can't let other people down, right? And then at night, that's when I would like stop working and finally relax. And like, it's really easy to just relax by watching YouTube, watching TV, or stuff like that, listening to music. But I don't want to go into like a vegetable state. I'd rather get outside and like take out my stress physically than lying down and watching the sunset. And then when night comes, I wish I would have skated. So yeah, go outside, do what you really want to do. Like some days when I don't skate, and then as like the sun setting down at 7:30, like I feel sad. Like I should have went outside. The weather was still nice. That's what I did today. Oh, that's a fancy building. Town Center has a lot of good buildings. Oh, there's a curb. Oh, good thing I didn't like crash. You know, like those joints between the parking lots and the main street, and there's a big like bump, like almost an inch tall. So you have to be careful when going up those. Go diagonally, and then jump off your board like a mini hippie jump. So that way your weight's not on it, and you'll fly straight over. But of course, I have a longboard. You know, that makes a difference. Wow. The sky looks navy, purple, gray on this camera. As you can see, things are pretty empty. You know, this place during the day is very lively. I've had lots of good memories here. I've hung out here like almost every Friday after school ends, get food with my friends. Oh, there's this place called Yesai Grill. It's not really a grill, it's like a tiny eat out restaurant, I guess. And they have an amazing beef teriyaki bowl. That's the only thing I would order. But then I stopped recently because I think the recipe changed, or maybe my taste buds got used to it. It just doesn't taste the same as it did last year. Yeah, there's a lot of helicopters going around. Ever since COVID-19, there's been a helicopter every night. I wonder what they're doing. Maybe they're looking for people, hanging out in groups. Maybe it's something else, who knows? Giddy up, let's go. You know, I'm always a little disappointed that I'm the only one with a longboard. I mean, like a longboard, and I do tricks. Like, it's sad. So many times people say get a skateboard, you know, like, oh, if you like, oh, it's a waste that you're using a longboard. You would be so good on a skateboard. I'm like, yeah. I don't know, man. Like, the reason I took up a longboard instead of a skateboard is because there's enough people who skateboard. Like, I don't think the world needs another skater, you know. I want to do something different. I want to be good at something that other people want, you know. Gotta bring some diversity to my school, and saying like get a skateboard instead just like discredits all the work I've done so far, because I would have to restart and everything, and I don't like the small wheels, you know. It hurts my feet riding other people's skateboard. Like, it feels like it's so small. It's like, how do you land after doing a trick on it? I'll never understand. That's why I like longboards. Besides, longboards and the big wheels makes cruising easier, you know. Getting from a skate spot to another one is just so much easier. It's not a chore anymore. It's like part of the trip. Yeah, here's my school at the top left. I hope none of you recognize it, because that'd be kind of bad. And for those of you who do recognize it, you already know me, so like, hi, what's up? It's my YouTube channel. And I'm gonna hold the phone down because there's some people there at the crosswalk. I don't like being awkward by holding a phone up, I guess, and recording them. Anyway, here the light goes. And now we're almost at the end of this. Anyway, yeah, I guess that's it. I was really stressed out this day, but I called some friends later, and I just kinda, you know, had someone to talk to. Healthy stress management, you know.